What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another video, a rant, a rave, a discussion about America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Well, that game was interesting, to say the least. Unfortunately, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but, I mean, I thought it was a good game. Like, even though it was a terrible ending for us with Maher missing the field goal, and then before that, the penalty that knocked us back for no apparent reason because our snapper, which has been doing the same job for almost 14 years, apparently it was a penalty because he did like a fake snap or something. I don't know. It was controversial, it was stupid, and it cost us the game, pretty much. Actually, that didn't cost us the game. What cost us the game is, once again, this vanilla-ass play calling, as Jay Watt calls it, that gives Dak nothing to work with. Oh, I'm going to adjust the camera here. There we go. Gives Dak absolutely nothing to work with. Oh, gotta do it again. This way it's less shaky. And it's just unfortunate because Zeke had a terrible game. He only had 33 rushing yards, which he was leading the league in rushing 2 weeks ago. Now he's, I don't know, probably third or fourth now on the list. I think Gurley is just lighting the league up right now, and he might get the rushing title when it's all said and done at the end of the season. But the play calling, as well as Jason Garrett, it just seems is just not trusting his team. There were plenty of opportunities where Dak had open receivers, but he never threw it. Like that last touchdown that we got before the game was over. The one where Dak just rammed it in for a touchdown. That was a good play. It was a good run. We got a touchdown, and that was the outcome. But the unfortunate part is we lost by 3. And those 3 points came from a Maher missed field goal. And we got hosed. I ultimately think we got hosed by this referee squad, because the fake snap penalty, apparently our holder, or our long snapper, I can't remember his name, JL or PL, I can't remember his name, but he's been with us for over a decade, almost a decade and a half, and he says that he's been doing the exact same thing for 14 years. So I don't get it. And then there was the drive down the field where we had Washington on the ropes. It was the Beasley and Dak show. Like, Dak was just completing passes to Beasley, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And I said, okay, we got a little something going on, because I was at dinner and I was watching the game on my phone. So my wife was conversing with our friend, and I'm just over there just nodding my head and giving my input, like multitasking, because I could give my input as well as pay attention to the game. So, I mean, I was just sitting there propped up on my sweet tea, Texas style. Actually, it wasn't sweet tea, it was unsweet tea. Because some restaurant sweet teas are just dog water with just sugar. So, anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, we had Washington on the ropes. They couldn't stop us to save their lives. I saw a report where one of their secondary players got knocked out of the game at the very end, and they were not moving Josh Norman to cover anybody else but Gallup. I think it was Gallup that he was covering. And that means that's why Beasley was getting catch after catch after catch, because nobody was really covering him. Covering him, not him. Covering him. That's a weird thing to say. And I don't know. What could have been, you know? Right now, we could be sitting at the top of the NFC East, very, very comfortably sitting at the top of the NFC East, 2-0 in our division, but right now we're 1-1, and right now we are at third place because we had the tiebreaker with Philly to begin the game, but since we lost, I think Philly now owns that tiebreaker. So we're third now with the Giants below us, which is where they belong in my opinion. And I don't know. It's just, I kind of woke up kind of numb today about the game because we got to change something. And like I said last week, this could be the game where Jason Garrett was like, well, I beat Jacksonville. I put 40 points on Jacksonville. You guys can't fire me. You guys got to give me a contract extension. Well, Dak put up 40 points against Jacksonville. You got to give him franchise quarterback money. And then you go and play a game like this, where you beat yourselves. Washington was not beating us. Alex Smith was not beating us. We beat ourselves with that fumble that Dak did in the end zone, and then they just pretty much just scooped it up and went up. Was it 19-10? It was before that extra point. It was 19-10. So I watched that live, and my jaw just dropped at the restaurant, like that scene from The Mask where Jim Carrey sees Cameron Diaz on stage, and his jaw just drops on the table. Mine was that way, but with sadness instead of happiness. Oh, man. I knew that was the nail in the coffin. I knew that was potentially the nail in the coffin that was that game. Because Dak, doing Dak things. 1 minute, he's scrambling up the field for 25 yards, and the next minute, he's giving us nothing to work with. Now, also penalties on the offensive line. I think that was probably the most holding penalties I've seen on our offensive line since the Garrard and Colombo days. Those guys knew how to hold. back in those days. And I just think that our offensive line is slowly losing its identity because, like I said earlier, Zeke only had 33 rushing yards on like 1 million attempts. And I know he probably had more of a better game receiving wise. I did see him drop a few balls, or I saw Dak, phone it in a couple of times and he would drop them. But I don't know. We got the bye week. Luckily, we got the bye week. And then we play Tennessee the following week, which Tennessee is not looking too good right now. But that's a Monday night football game. And I got to ask myself, like, are we going to find a way to beat ourselves again at this point? This is an ongoing thing for me. 1 week, I'm on cloud fucking 10. And then the next week, I'm down in the dumps with the Giants fans. Because oh man. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. How we find ways to beat ourselves. That's how the Dallas Cowboys have always been, since I've been alive at least, is we find a way to beat ourselves. Whether it be an unnecessary pick in the end zone when you're down by 4, and you go for a freaking like 40-yard pass instead of a, conservative, get 10, 15 yards, nickel and dime, and then eventually get the 25-yard pass in the end zone for a touchdown. The botched snap against Seattle in that wild card game, that happened. We just find ways to beat ourselves. It just seems, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, doesn't matter who the coach is, it seems like we always find a way to beat ourselves. And this was a prime example of us literally beating ourselves. Because, anyway, So going into the bye week, so there won't be one of these videos next week. There will be a video, however, to begin next week for the Monday night game. And hoping for something good, not holding my breath for something good though. Alright guys, I'm going to get out of here. Sorry to make this so bleak and so down in the dumps and so gray. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Be singing a totally different tone if we beat the Redskins or took them into overtime and then beat them. And then following that, we are leading the division. So guys, I'm going to get out of here. I was going to go 10 minutes and now it's almost 11. So guys, thank you all so much once again for dropping by. I know that these are just on a whim and these sometimes just don't make sense, but you know what? Neither do my Dallas Cowboys, neither does the NFL. So guys, thank you all so much once again for dropping by, and always remember, my little piglets, call them pork chop. Loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. How about them Cowboys? Bye, guys!